It would probably help if I had headphones. Okay, let's get the chat rolling here. And we have the chat. And Kathy's here. Grab a seat at the table, pull up a cup of coffee. Well, the Passat has brakes all the way around. And oh, do I hate them studs. Oh my God. The bolts, I should say. Although I'll tell you what, I must have used a gallon of anti-seize. Everything got anti-seized. Bolts, back of the rims, every single bolt hole on each of the hubs. And I hand torqued all of the bolts. Although I do have to get a tire changed. I've got on the left rear is the spare, which has a Michelin on it. The aluminum rim has a Douglas on it. I don't know why they put the Michelin on that. So I'm going to have to go up to the tire shop and drop that rim off and have them test it and make sure it's okay. And if it is, I'm going to have them put the goddamn Michelin on there so I have all 4 aluminum rims on the car. Car looks like shit with that oddball steel wheel. Hey, the Ronbo's here. Let's get started. Broadcasting live from station WDWL TV, Studio 1. Corporate offices located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard, and my 2 private studios are on Grumpy Old Man Road. And the show is brought to you by Grumpy Vulture Productions. Take your bow. Straighten your banner. Come on. Get with it. And the Grumpy Jackalope. Okay, that's enough. Conserve power. Have a nice day. We're going to have a couple more days of good weather. So I'm hoping my spools of wire get here, because I have a lot of wiring to do on the Passat for my neat green fog lamps. Yeah, I was able to find green fog lamps. LEDs. I got two 3x3s, and then I have it's either a 10 or a 12 inch. So I have two LED, they look like little bumper extensions. So I'm going to put one upside down and one right side up. And then I'll have the two green LED 3x3s and the siren speaker. And then underneath will be two 3x3 inch amber fog lamps. And then underneath will be that 12-inch bar. I'll light up the front end of that thing like a Hollywood premiere. Oh, how nice. Hurricane Raymond, my middle name. I got a hurricane named somewhat after me. Priscilla. Where do they come up with these? Oh, that's computer generated, I know. Any damage in your area there, Ronbo? I got my wonky cup too. Hey, and Rudy's here. Let's give Rudy a door opener. I love that doorbell. Oh, flooding. Oh, shit. Hopefully it wasn't nasty. I had a friend, oh God, several years ago. He lived about a block up the street from me. And his company transferred him somewhere down south in the hurricane path. And they sold the house, they moved down there. They no sooner got the house all set up and a hurricane went through and they ended up with like 6 foot of water in the house. Lost everything. Lost everything. It was a ranch house and everything. They got out basically with the clothing on their back and that was it. Luckily, they had insurance, but insurance don't in place everything. That's the sad part. She had it was like her great-grandmother's hope chest, and it had all the family mementos and photos and albums, and it all got destroyed. But they no sooner got the house set up. Lost even the two cars. Everything got gone. Yeah, he had called me and told me, and I said, "Gee, Bobby, was it really worth the pay increase?" I said, "You could have stayed here." Of course, when you're working for, uh, God, it was a worldwide, I can't remember the name of the company. Money, money, money. They offer you more money. Yeah, Rudy, I got it off of Temu. Temu. It was like $4. It's battery powered. I love it. Now watch me screw it up here. Yeah, it's a talking doorbell, and it's got 3 or 4 different welcomes. Yeah, let's see what the next one is. All right, that's 3. I think it's just got 4. Yeah, just got 4. Yeah, it was like $4 off of Temu. I love it. I have all kinds of fun with it. Temu's got all kinds of neat little gimmicky things like that. I was going to hang it on the side door, and I was like, no, I want to use it in the studio. Matter of fact, I want to order another one. I'll have to, hopefully they still have them. A lot of times you get stuff on a closeout, and then they don't have it anymore. Like on my Passat, all the clear coat peeled off the hood. So I ordered some rolls of wrap. The big thing now, you wrap your car and you don't have to paint it. Well, I didn't measure right, and I needed one more roll. Out of stock. So unfortunately, there's 2 areas on the hood that don't have wrapping. And the roof really looks shitty, so I ordered some wrap for it today. I ordered extra just in case. This stuff goes on really easy. It's unbelievable. You mix up a soap solution with water, dishwashing liquid in a spray bottle, and you spray the roof. You get it wet. You peel the backing off the wrap, and then you just squeegee the water out. And if you happen to get an air bubble, you hit it real quick with a heat gun. The hood turned out nice, except for me screwing up on the measurements. It's half a room, Rudy. I have two studios. I divided the room in half. Studio 2 is on the other side of this fake wall. I'll broadcast from there one day. Everybody likes this one better. The other one is kind of so-so. But this one, I've got all the old signs, and matter of fact, I can't believe how many goddamn signs I have. I think they're under here. Yeah, I've got Loyal Pen and I have a Save the Jackalope. Like I say, I gotta start rotating these. Come on, go back in the... And Texaco. And another Texaco. This one's Fire Chief. And Golf. Pennzoil. Shell. Sunoco Race Fuel. Pegasus Motors. Never heard of that one. General Petroleum. This one, British. It's British Petrol, Regent. And another Regent. And I don't know why I got two Save the Jackalopes. I got some bigger ones here. Hang on. Can't even remember what they are. I don't even think I opened this one. Oh, here we go. Gulf Supreme Motor Oil. And we got... oh, I didn't... well, hang on. Gotta cut the tape here. I didn't even open this one. Holy cow. Must be Gorilla Tape. And last but not least, Mobile. So I should rotate them. And I have a shitload over on the other side in Studio 2. But those are... The two studios have different themes. So the signs over there are themed to the way that studio is, and then this studio is all basically throwback to the good old days. You know, when you walk down the street and you saw these signs and phone booths, and when we had S&H green stamps. We used to have a Sinclair station. It closed up. Now it's a crappy used car lot. Matter of fact, Sinclair left, Ohio Golf is gone. Most of the Sunoco's are private concern, and they're not even Sunoco anymore. Mobile is disappearing. Although it's surprising, a couple blocks down was a mobile station. Coming back from the hospital the other day, it's now a Sunoco. I was like, holy shit. 90% of the gas stations around here are all independents. We got Pioneer, we have Race Fuel, never heard of Race. Valero, which I think Valero is from out west. Speedy Gas, we got Speedway, BP, Circle K, but very few like Gulf, Union 76, stations I remember from my youth. Like, we had Atlantic. God, there was an Atlantic up the street, and right next door to him was a Texaco. All gone. The Atlantic station is where my VW mechanic is, and they tore the Texaco down, and they built. It was a convenient food mart. Convenient closed. Next thing that was in there was a labor ready, the day labor organization. I noticed the other day they're closed and gone. It's an empty building. So that's why I got a lot of the old gas signs, because it brings back memories of my youth, like Sinclair, and my mother collected S&H green stamps and Top Value. You'd fill up books of stamps and get free shit out of a catalog. It took me years to get the glue off my tongue from licking all them goddamn stamps. My mother'd pour them out on the kitchen table. Here's the books. Put the stamps in them. I didn't think of using a sponge. Oh well. I finally got the glue off my tongue when I was like 18. Oh, I don't want to hear no crap out of you. Just for that. There. Zip tie. Damn bird. Most of these signs, I won't say most, all of the signs came from Temu. And they were all between $1.50 and $3. And you can tell I bought a shitload of the $1.50 signs, because that's what if I could swing the camera, there's actually a second row over here. There's 2 rows of these signs on this wall. One of these days I'm going to finish putting them all up, and then I'm going to kind of turn the camera at an angle, or maybe spin it around completely and have a full wall of signs behind me. I don't know, I got plans of redoing the studio here. Be my luck, I'll get all this shit up and my landlord will say, "Oh, I'm going to sell the house, you got to move." I've been trying to buy it off of him. He just won't sell. He keeps giving me, "Oh, I'll think about it." Well, quit thinking and make up your mind, for Christ's sake. Oh, Zippo lights every time. And it lights even better because it's engraved. Oh, I use the shit out of this lighter. It's on my belt pouch. Yeah, Rudy, the bird needs to take lessons from the jackalope. He don't say a word. I think he knows better. Now, since I put the zip tie on his nose, he'll be in the CEO's office first thing in the morning, complaining, crying. Then the hotline will ring. "Oh, nope, I'm not calling front office. Nope, don't. Sorry." Yeah, it's a direct line to the front office. What the hell's the CEO doing here at 7:30 on a Sunday? I should sneak up front and see what's going on. He's been just a little too chummy with his secretary lately. You can find out tomorrow. Sneak up there. He won't hear you coming. So, hopefully Tuesday, I'll get the alternator on the Passat. And once the alternator's on it, I think I might sneak up on the freeway with it. I'll just go from 130th to 150th, make the turn, and come back. I want to see what that turbo does. Be my luck, I'd blow the motor. Although for a car that sat for 5 years, that has shitty gas in it, it really runs pretty decent. Yeah, I can't wait to get those two bars. I should have showed. They actually go like on the front of a Jeep or a truck, and they bolt on where a front license plate would be, and it's got a bar, and it's got all kinds of mounting holes in it. So you can mount lights on the top and underneath. Well, I'm going to flip one upside down, and I'm going to mount all my lights. Like I say, I'll have the 3-inch by 3-inch square green LEDs on top, and then the siren speaker, and then underneath I have 3 by 3 amber LED fog lamps, and then on the one that's mounted upside down, underneath it, I'll hang that 12-inch green LED fog lamp. And I think I have I can't use them. I made a mistake and I ordered the wrong color. I have two blue ones, but I can't put them on the front end. Oh, I get in trouble for those. The man with the badge wouldn't like seeing blue LEDs on the front of my car. Although I have noticed, evidently, well, it's obvious the police don't give a shit anymore because we have cars that have purple headlights and red turn signals or blue turn signals. We got cars that have blue headlights. You know, the law reads you're not allowed to have red or blue pointing to the front. And you're not allowed to have them flashing. There was a guy in a pickup truck yesterday. He had red flashing turn signals. Now, years ago, you'd get fucking arrested for that. My microphone seems to have gone wacky here. Is the sound all right on your end? Something's going haywire here. The mic don't sound good. Maybe it's in the headphones. But yeah, I saw a hopped up Honda that had purple headlights. And then right behind him was a Subaru that had blue headlights. And I don't mean tinted, you know, these were full on blue. The mic sounds all right? Okay, maybe it's the headphones. I won't mess with it. I mean, basically, if I do mount those blue LEDs, I'd only be using them on the back roads, you know, in the neighborhood. I wouldn't be out on the main street. Although they're all going to be separate switches. It's not like one switch and Hollywood premiere. I'll have them set up where I can turn them on. I can run one set or two or all. Because that assembly I bought that has four really nice switches in it was supposed to mount on the A-pillar. It's actually for a Jeep. Well, my A-pillar has airbags. So what I did was I got my Dremel tool out and I did a little carving and I mounted it down on the console next to the handbrake. And it looks factory. I actually did a very neat job. So I'm thinking of wiring all well, maybe I will put the blue one. That way I'll have all four sets controlled with four switches. And I did some investigating today, and I can mount my Federal Vector on the roof. So I'm going to be extremely happy to put that thing on. It'll sit right over the top of the sunroof. I don't use the sunroof anyway. The motor's broke. So I just slid the roof shade closed. And I'm going to mount my Vector. Car's going to look cool. When I get it finished, I will do a complete walk-around video. Because you ought to see the LED lights that I got. I got a deal off of Temu. I bought 4 sets of the undercover lights that they mount right at the top of the windshield. Well, I have a set at the top of the windshield. I have a set in the rear deck. I have a set right now in the little quarter windows in the back by the back seat that flash out the sides. Green and white. Yeah, this car is going to look like a Christmas tree when I get done with it. Although putting the Vector on the roof, so much for the undercover look. But you know, from the first time I saw a Federal Vector, I was like, oh my God, who thought of that? A big triangle with pods of rotating lights or takedown lights, and then in the middle, that pod has it's called a traffic clearing light. And it's amazing, the engineering. It does a figure 8. When you turn it on, it does a goddamn figure 8. Plus, I'm still kicking around the idea of mounting that big... I made 2 strip lights of multiple flashing LEDs to mount on the rocker panels. I'm kicking that around right now. Christ, I'll need 2 alternators and 2 batteries to power this. That's the nice thing about LEDs. They don't draw a lot of power. It's not like my Vector, which has got halogen bulbs in it. And today, searching eBay, I found a green HID headlight kit. If people can run purple and blue headlights, I'm going to have green. It's a green car. Green happens to be my favorite color. So, all my lights are green and white. The Vector has 4 green pods on it. 2 pods are takedown lights. And then the center pod is that figure 8. I had to build a switch panel for it. I got to figure out where the hell I'm going to mount that now. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to mount it, the stand for my laptop. I mean, if you're going to have a police-looking vehicle, you have to have the police laptop, which I have. I got a deal on that off of eBay too. Wow. No. I got the stand off of eBay. No. What am I talking about? The laptop stand came out of a Cleveland police car. My buddy's son, who is a state trooper, I can't remember what state now. He bought a shitload of tough books and tough pads at an auction, and he put Windows 10 in both of them, and he sent me one of each. So I have a police computer. I have the stand for it. I have to figure out how I'm going to mount it. Unfortunately, nobody will be able to sit in the passenger seat. You want to ride? Get in the back. I wish I could find a police partition that would be small enough. I'd put a partition back there. No, I can't because there's airbags. This car's got more airbags. It's got airbags on the A pillars. It's got airbags on the B pillars. I think it's got airbags over the top of the two doors. Although maybe it's got airbags over all four doors. I know everywhere you look there's a little symbol. Airbag, 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 airbag. Car's got... It's got to have 10 or 12 airbags in it. Because I got one in the steering wheel, one in the dash. Alright, that's 2. 2 on the A pillar, that's 4. 2 on the B pillar, that's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's got 10 airbags in it. Which really limits me mounting stuff. Like I say, I had to get creative with that A-pillar assembly. That's where I'll tell you what. The best tool I ever bought was that Dremel. I used the shit out of that thing. It comes in handy for any... God, I've used it. I've used it on cars. I've used it on plumbing. I've used it mount door pulls on drawers. I mean, it's the handiest tool on earth. Matter of fact, I have 2. I have a regular and I have a cordless. And for Christmas one year, my son bought me every accessory for a Dremel. And I mean every accessory. But it is the handiest tool on earth. Matter of fact, the Dremel was actually invented for use by NASA. And I'm glad they put it on the market because it is a fantastic little tool. And then I bought one of those Oh, God. Oscillating. They use them a lot when they're doing drywall to cut out for the junction boxes and the switch boxes. That thing came in handy, like when I needed to, I couldn't get the bolts off the retainer for the fuel pump for the RAV4. I had to cut them, and I couldn't get in there with my angle grinder. I was like, oh, I got steel cutting blades for my oscillating. It's actually a sander, but it comes with all kinds of different blades. Got in there and cut the heads off them screws with no problem. I'm also a tool freak. When I go to Harbor Freight, I have to take somebody with me to stop me from buying. I set a $50 limit. I have a friend tell me, you're at $50. Yeah, but I need this. Nope, you're at $50. Get up to the cash register. That's an adult toy store. Good old Harbor Freight. Although when they first opened, they really had crappy tools. And now that Craftsman basically is in the sewer, they have got, I'll tell you, their Pittsburgh line and their new Icon line, they've got quality now. I own many tools from Harbor Freight. Oh, do you go in there, Kathy? The adult toy store? I'm like a little kid when I walk in the door. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I'm in Harbor Freight. Oh boy! The cashiers are like, calm down, calm down. I go skipping through the store. I'm in Harbor Freight, I'm in Harbor Freight. Give me a wrench, give me a... Yeah. Then they smack me. Hit me with a goddamn sledgehammer. Calm down, asshole. Quit skipping through the store. I'm in Harbor Freight. Now, with you being younger than I am, Kathy, I don't think you would remember the days when they had shit for tools. I do. When they first opened here in Parma, they had junk. It was like a Big Lots tool store. No, like Boat Harbor. Harbor Freight. Like the boat in the harbor. They're across the United States. I think they're in all 50 states now. And they run commercials now, so they're getting up there. But that's an adult toy store, man. I go in there and I buy tools that I really don't need just because they're neat. I'm like, oh. Look at this. A left-handed ratchet wrench. Oh, I need one of them. Even though I'm right-handed. And you can order online, too. I love it. Sometime when I don't feel like driving out to Parma, I just go on the website. Okay, I want one of them. I need some of them. Then I watch the tracking, and the UPS man rings my bell. Here you go. I know what you got. It says Harbor Freight. Yep, I got more tools. Oh, I got a response from Amazon regarding my blistering email with their improper delivery. I'm getting a $25 gift card. It was well worth bitching and sending photos. They said they're going to reprimand the delivery person and send me a $25 Visa gift card as an apology. Good. Well, you know me, Kathy. I get fired up. I am not afraid. I'm not afraid to send a blistering email. I was having a good time with Square Trade. Mainly because they pissed me off, because every time I got a reply, it was from a different person. I could see them going, oh shit, the grumpy old man. Here, you handle this. No, I did it yesterday. Oh, okay, you take care of it. I have heard that, but the closest Menards is like 25 miles from me. They haven't come into Cleveland yet. They're out in Avon, and I'm not going to drive out to Avon. Yeah, I printed every single communication from Square Trade. Although the best one was when I left 50 voicemails. What was her name? Oh God, I should remember it, but yeah, I clogged her mailbox. I left so many voicemails it shut down. She called me the next day and said, please, no more voicemails, please. But she was from Allstate. She was over Square Trade. That was her job. She was with Allstate in charge of the Square Trade operation. Because she made a mistake of sending me her phone number. But she would never answer it. So one day I got pissed off. And I started leaving voicemails. And I'm watching YouTube videos going, gee, 15 minutes have gone by. I haven't left a voicemail. And then it got like around 4 o'clock and it said, you can no longer leave voicemail messages. Voicemail box is full. It was all for me. And she called the next day. Is this the grumpy old man? Yes. Please don't leave any more voicemails. Well, get my claim handled, Christ's sake. I don't have a TV to watch. I did, but I didn't want her to know that. I had my good old reliable 35-inch LG. So I have my 55-inch Magnavox Samsung. Magnavox? Come on. I have my 55-inch Samsung. Right next to it, I have my 35-inch LG. And then I have a 30-inch Magnavox that's hooked to my DVD player. And that's on the other side of the... I look like a TV studio. I got 3 TVs. If I want to watch local, I turn on the LG. If I want to watch a DVD, I turn on the Magnavox. If I want to watch YouTube, I turn on the Samsung. My son looks at my bedroom and goes, oh, Jesus Christ. He said, you know, you could connect all that to one. Yeah, but then I have these TVs I'm not using. You have to make use of them. Although, I'll tell you, that LG is 16 years old and still going strong. Almost like my LG tablet here. My LG tablet's 15 years old. Certain items LG makes very well. Other items, I wouldn't hit a sick dog in the ass with them. I hear some of their appliances are horrendous. Like my pain management doctor when he bought that big ass refrigerator that ended up going bad. Because one day I was telling him about my 3 TVs. And I said, man, I'll tell you, I got a 12, 14-year-old LG that's just going strong. He goes, I don't want to hear LG. I had a brand new $3,000 refrigerator. 6 months, took a shit. I'm keeping my fingers crossed my LG washer. Oh, I hate that machine. I did laundry today. 55 minutes. Brr, 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 brr. And then it has a window. You can actually look in and watch the... Why do you need a window in your washing machine? Are people that bored that they pull up a chair and they watch the laundry? I still don't, I don't know why they put a window in the lid of your washing machine. It's not like, for 55 minutes I'm going to sit down there and watch the machine. But I got a deal on it. I got it on sale. I got free delivery. They brought it in. They set it up. I can't complain too much. It's not like my old Whirlpool, where I could set a 20-minute load and set it for strictly hot water. No. The computer does what it wants. And then when you turn it on, it plays a tune. And then when it shuts off, it plays a different tune. Yeah, I hit on and it goes blink. And the little dial lights all up. Every LED goes ding, 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 for whatever cycle. And then it plays a song when the washer's done, which I can't hear. Well, yeah, my mother had one years ago. And like every 8-9 months, they had to replace that damn gasket because it start leaking. What do you need to watch your laundry spin around? I can't remember what. I think it was a hot point. I think the washer was a hot point. Front loader with a window. Watch the laundry spin around. Then every 8-9 months, my mother, she'd go downstairs and start cussing like a truck driver. Goddamn washer! Well, you wanted the stupid thing. I think that washer had like 10 gaskets before she finally got rid of it. Almost as stupid as a window on top of my machine. Although the one thing I do like is that computerized auto balance. If you put too much on one side of the drum, it automatically balances the drum so that it spins right. I do like that, although I follow the instructions and load in a circle. That's what they tell you. Load in a circle. And if you put something heavy over here, you got to put something the same weight over here. Load in a circle. Had to learn how to do laundry all over again. But I have noticed everything really comes out cleaner. That machine really does its job. I just cringe if something goes haywire with it. Oh, man. Yeah, Rudy. When I turn it on, it plays a little song as the LEDs light up on the dial. Then you load it, you pull out the drawer. There's a drawer inside of it. You pour in your detergent, and then you pour in your fabric softener, and you shut the drawer, and it automatically releases detergent as needed and fabric softener as needed. And then when the wash is done, it plays a song for about 30 seconds to let you know that the wash is done. The problem is it's not loud enough for me to hear. But I know it takes 55 minutes. So I always start my laundry right at like 10 o'clock. That way I know at 11 o'clock it's time to put the clothes in the dryer. And I have an old dryer, and I can set it whatever way I want to dry. But the washing machine has a mind of its own. Go into Home Depot sometime in the appliance department and look at them. Now, I was able to get mine with an agitator, but they have one that looks like it has a hubcap in the bottom of the drum with bumps. I'm like, how the hell does a bumpy hubcap do your laundry? Washing machines today look like spaceships. When I bought the machine, I told the girl I wanted a washing machine, not the USS Enterprise. She looked at me like, what? It's never mind. You're too young. You won't get the joke. Yeah, I walked into the appliance department at Homeless Depot. She comes bebopping over. Can I help you? Yeah, I need a washer. Then she walks me over to the $4,000 washers. I was like, wait a minute. I don't want a Rolls Royce. I want a washer. You know, wash, rinse, spin. Oh, we don't have them. I said, all right, what's the bottom of the line? She walked me over to I said, what do I need a window? Is this a demo? No, they all come with windows. Why? So you can watch your laundry. I'm not going to sit and watch my laundry. I'm going to watch my TV. Well, in case you want to watch your laundry, it has a window. And then the first time I used it, it scared the shit out of me because it locks the lid. You can't open it during laundry time. I'm leaning on the machine. I push start. Boom! What the hell was that? Get the instructions out. Lid lock. Child-proof. I'm going to be 74 years old. I don't need a child-proof washer. But it's childproof. It locks the lid so your little tyke can't climb up and fall in it. Another item to go haywire. Goddamn instruction book looks like a Bible. And then it's in 47 different languages. English, French, German, Asia, Chinese, Japanese, Mongolian. Costs some more to print a manual. But it works. Enough said. I mentioned once before, I have my buddy's son and his wife, they remodeled their kitchen and replaced every appliance. Well, these new appliances, you can put an app on your cell phone. You can turn the oven on. You can turn the dishwasher on. You can turn the microwave on. You can turn the washer and dryer on from an app on your phone. Plus, there's an app that you can look in your refrigerator. So if you're at the grocery store and you're like, gee, do I need eggs? Oh, okay, I have eggs in the fridge. I'm okay. Let's see, what else? Oh, I need half and half. And, I don't see cottage cheese on the shelf. Yeah. You go to the store and you look in your refrigerator. And your refrigerator doubles as a television set. It has a monitor built into it. So you're sitting at dinner and you can watch YouTube on your refrigerator. And the ice makers in these new machines, you can have little cubes, big cubes, crushed ice, shaved ice. Oh, Jesus. I have an ice cube tray. I take a cube out and put it in my drink. Right, Kathy? When I go to the store, I sit down and make a list. Piece of paper, pencil. A number 2 pencil. I make a list. Like today when I went to Mark's, I had to buy water. Because tomorrow, the city is replacing a bunch of shit in the street, and they're shutting our water off from 8 in the morning until 4:30. So I need water for my coffee. I hate buying water. I'm looking. $9 for this water. I'm like, no, I don't need $9 water. Don't you have bottles cheaper? And they're like 24 packs or 30 packs. I don't know how many fucking bottles. I said to the girl, don't you have cheap water? She said, well, this over here, $3.98. Okay, I'll take it. I just need water to make my coffee. A wall of water. Every kind imaginable. Spring water, filtered water, artesian water. I was like, I need water. Plain water. I remember back in the day, the only bottled water was distillata. Because you were supposed to use it in like your steam iron. That was it. You had distilled water. Now, 40-foot aisle of water. It's ridiculous. And like the stuff I bought today, it says filtered. You know what filtered water is? Tap water. That they run through extra filtering. It's tap water. City water that's run through extra filters. That's all it is. I had to buy this shit. Because I don't have enough containers for water. I threw out all my pictures. I used to have big pictures. Threw them all out. I don't need these anymore. Now, today, I'm like, God damn it, now I have to buy water. 40-foot aisle of water. Spring water, distilled water, filtered water, artesian water, well water. The girl was stocking. I said, I just want water. Plain water. Cheap water. $3.89. I don't know, there's 30 bottles, there's a shitload of bottles wrapped in this big plastic container. I grabbed it, threw it in the cart. Boom, there, I got water. Almost as bad as going down the laundry detergent aisle. Holy shit. First of all, the smell will kill you. All the different scented laundry detergents and fabric softeners and this. You need a gas mask to walk down the detergent aisle. Back growing up, we had Tide, Cheer, and Oxidol. That was it. Powder. No liquid. Powder. Tide, Cheer, Oxidol. That was it. Now, 40-foot aisle of every goddamn scent on earth. Jasmine and okra and clove and Jesus Christ. I don't go to Walmart. I don't like Walmart. I don't like shopping at the store. I buy shit online from Walmart. I hate going in the... People are so ignorant. Oh, God. Oh, it's disgusting, isn't it, Kathy? Everything's got a scent. And they're so strong, they're coming through the plastic containers. I try to avoid that. As a matter of fact, I buy my laundry detergent at Dollar Tree. $1.25 for a bottle, for a jug. That works for me. I go, when I need detergent and bleach and fabric softener, I go to Dollar Tree. $1.25, $1.25. There, I got laundry detergent, softener, and bleach. Done. Well, see, Rudy, part of the reason I don't like Walmart is the closest Walmart to me is down in the ghetto. And I swear when you see pictures of people of Walmart, all of them are in that store. Oh, Costco, Sam's Club, I don't, because you gotta buy memberships, and I'm cheap. I ain't buying no membership. Matter of fact, when I bought my mattress and I bought my TV, what else my big curved monitor from Walmart, I just go online. I research it, and then I go online. I hate going in the store. Like I say, the store's down in the ghetto. It's nothing but hillbillies. And there's 47 registers, and 45 of them are self-checkout. I refuse to check myself out. I absolutely refuse. I want to keep a cashier working. That same thing with Aldi's. Aldi's has 15 self-checkouts. One live cashier. 9 times out of 10, I have less than 10 items. And they're always telling you, oh, go over, check it. No. I want to keep that girl working over here. I'll stand in line. Thank you. I ain't checking my... Next thing, self-checkout, you'll walk in the store and they'll say, here, before you shop, you have to stock a shelf. And then when you're done, check yourself out. No! Matter of fact, the last time I was at Homeless Depot, I had 2 items. And the guy in front of me had a cart with 3,000 items in it. And I'm standing, waiting and waiting, and the girl's going, come on over here, you can check yourself out. You'll be in and out in no time. I said, no, I don't check myself out. She says, well, if you come over, I'll do it for you. Good. Blip, blip. It'll be $8.96. Here's my card. Where do I put it? Right there? Okay. Push credit. Okay, done. Although Walmart has learned their lesson. They have so much theft from people skip scanning that they have realized they need to have live cashiers again. And they are going to start doing away with most of the self-checkout registers. Self-checkout invites theft. Theft raises our prices because you think Walmart or any store that is losing money to skip scanners is going to absorb it? No. They're going to pass it on to you and me. And prices are ridiculous. Goddamn Land O'Lakes butter. 1 pound, $6.50. I'll buy generic butter. It's butter. Although I go to Aldi's and I buy Irish butter because Aldi's is really cheap on their Irish butter. And Kathy's got me hooked on that shit now. Although you can taste the difference. You can taste the difference. I don't know how they make it, but you can taste the difference. The Walmart out in Avon, my friend shops there. Now she loves self-checkout. She says they have 25 registers. 2 with cashiers. The rest of them are all self-checkout. And the other day when she was there, the girl that watches the self-checkout told her they're eliminating at least 12 of those registers. There will be cashiers. And you know, it started with self-serve gasoline. When states realized self-serve gasoline was working, then they were like, well, gee, how about self-serve registers? That's like the Wendy's restaurant down the street from me. They closed it for about 9 months, and they remodeled the whole place. So when they reopened it, I walked in and I went up to the counter to place my order. And the girl says, "What's your order number, sir?" I said, "Well, there's nobody standing here, I guess 1. She said, "No, you don't you have an order number?" I said, "Where do I get a number?" "Well, there's a kiosk when you come in. You are supposed to place your order at the kiosk." I said, "How many employees did that kiosk do away with?" Because I'm not going to order my own food. Because next I will be cooking my own food. "Can you take my order?" "Well, yes." "Good. I'll have a Baconator, a large fry, and a large drink. No ice." "Here's your order number, sir." Then you watch. You got to watch the screen. Because your order number comes up. And then you go up and pick it up. Yeah, a kiosk at the door. Place your own order. I don't think so. We're becoming way too automated. You'll order your food, then you'll walk up to the counter, they'll call you back. "Here, cook your burger, cook your bacon, make your fries, check yourself out, have a nice day." No! "Didn't you see the kiosk?" I said, "No." "Well, you walked right past it." "Can you take my order?" "Yes, sir." "Good. Take my order." Because, Rudy, it eliminated about 4 or 5 employees. You walk in and you place your own order. That eliminated a couple of cuties up front taking your order to save money and put some people out of work. I told the girl, I refuse. It's the same thing when I go to the hospital. You either stand in line to check in, or for faster service and no waiting, you can check yourself in at the kiosk. I don't want to put those women out of a job that are checking me in. I'm not using the kiosk. I don't use a kiosk. I refuse. I want those women at the check-in station to check me in and keep their jobs. Fix him. That's like, Kathy, I get an email from the hospital. Go into my chart and do a pre-check-in. Why do I need to do a pre-check-in when I get to the hospital and I have to fucking check in? I bitch at my doctors about that. Why do you send these goddamn... If I check in on my chart, I should be able to walk in that hospital and go right to my doctor. No. You still have to check in. And then what pisses me off is they have eliminated all the receptionists for the doctors. When I'm in the waiting room, my doctor comes out to get me, not a nurse. Because they did away with most of the nurses. They don't even take vitals anymore. I used to, every time I went to my pain management, first thing, vitals. Nope. The only place that they take vitals is when I go see my primary care doctor. Any other doctor, not anymore. And there's fewer and fewer staff. Because the kiosks are putting people out of jobs. When I went to see my shrink the other day, there was like 14 people in line. And one of the girls said, "Sir, if you want, you can go to the kiosk. It'll be faster." I said, "I want to keep you working. I'll wait." I'll finish the sentence. Shove it up your ass. Get this. I saw a documentary the other day of automated pharmacies. All machines. They only have 2 pharmacists, no other people, and all the pharmacist does is check to make sure the machine filled the prescription right and put the right label on it. There's no people back pulling drugs. No. It shows. They enter the prescription. You walk up with a prescription or an online prescription. time to fill it, the computer, and they have robotics. The robot pulls it, puts the bottle in it looks like a little cabinet. The bottle spins around real fast, puts the label on it. The bottle comes down the line and drops by the pharmacist. All he does is check, make sure there's 30 pills and the proper labels on it. He puts it in a bag. That's it. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. They're using it over in Europe right now. And the FDA has approved it for the United States. So it's coming to a pharmacy near you. All automated pharmacy. All robotic. And it showed this big pharmacy, 2 pharmacists, and all they were doing was, and what they do, they open the pill bottle and they pour it in a machine and they put the bottle underneath and it counts the pills. 30. Okay, 30. He puts it in a bag. Next. The only thing he does is verify the number of pills or liquid or whatever it's supposed to be, and that the label is correct, and he bags it and puts it on the shelf, waiting for you to pick it up. The whole back of the pharmacy was robotic. And the FDA approved it in January. And there's probably some slowly happening here. Because with the increase in drug prices, paying all them people at the pharmacy is expensive. Well, you still have to go to college and get your pharmacy degree just to pour pills in a counter and read a label. How do you like that? Because, like, when I would go into CVS, there would be at least a pharmacist and maybe 4 or 5 pharmacy techs. So you got 5 people back there. Well, when you automate, you only need 2. But the pharmacist still has to go to college. And it showed it. The prescription dropped in a bin. He took the lid off. He poured it in the counter. He put the bottle underneath, pushed the button. 60. Okay. He looked at the label, put it in a bag, staple. That's it. Hey, Linda's here. So now we will be having robotic pharmacies. And that will be, all right, 2 shifts, 10 people out of work. Because all you will need is 2 pharmacists. The robots do the rest. And basically, they showed it. Oh, and the pharmacist looks at a computer screen. Yeah, he pushes the button. Prescription will pop up to be filled. He pushes the button. The robot arm goes back, grabs a bottle of pills. The machine automatically ejects a bottle for him, a little plastic container. The robot pours them in, 60. The machine then prints the label. It goes down the line and drops in a basket by the pharmacist. He picks it up, opens it, pours it in the counter, 60. Joe for Beats, 60 tablets. Okay, in a bag, staple, there. Can you see spending $80,000 for a pharmacist degree to sit there and go, 60, okay, label's right, next prescription, fill. Think. 30. 30. Well, it's coming. Robotic pharmacies are coming. The FDA has approved them. Matter of fact, they were approved in January. So they're somewhere. They just haven't made it across the United States, but they're somewhere. Somewhere right now, a robotic pharmacy is filling prescriptions. And I'll tell you, when I go to the hospital pharmacy, there's got to be 25 people back there filling prescriptions. And there's usually 4, if not 6 windows for pickup. And 2 drop-off windows. I would hate to see all them people put out of work by robots. How many people in this United States can we put out of work? There are not that many new jobs coming up for people to go to work. And if you're a pharmacy tech and you went to college, where are you going to go to work if a robot replaces you? We got a Walgreens about a quarter mile from me. When I was going to the hospital the other day, it's closed. They were dismantling all the shelving. Closed. A Walgreens. Of course, it's in the ghetto, and there was a big theft there. You know, the theft was getting out of hand, but how many people did that Walgreens employ? 30, 40 maybe? All right, let's say 30. 30 people out of work. And Rite Aid is closing all their stores. Now, they haven't hit Ohio yet. But California, every Rite Aid in California, gone. Every Rite Aid, I think, like in Idaho, gone. There was a big list. Because I thought maybe my son's mother was out of work. But in Ohio, they've only closed 4. So she's still got a job. Because she has to support him. I'm not. No. But yeah, the list in California, there must have been 70 stores. I was scrolling. I was like, holy shit. Rite Aid is bankrupt. And how long they'll keep the Ohio stores open, I don't know. But like I say, California, there had to be 60. All closed. That's like, we had a Big Lots up next door to Aldi's. They closed it, and then Big Lots, whoever bought them, started reopening stores. But not that one. And that store was brand new. They built that store. You would think they would open it again. Nope. In that plaza, we got Aldi's, Five Below, Burlington, some women's dress place. We had Big Lots, that's empty. Yeah, see, part of the problem, Linda, was they expanded too fast. I mean, we've got 2 Walgreens that are like 15 blocks from one another. You don't need them that close. The expansion went crazy. And Walgreens is fucking expensive. So, where are you going to get your prescription filled? CVS? I mean, we don't have that many drugstores. We got CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. You can go to Walmart. Giant Eagle has a pharmacy. I mean, it's just convenient for me to go to the hospital. Not to mention they deliver, so I don't even have to go. So, Rite Aid is closing across America. Walgreens. Where are all these people going to find jobs? I mean, just look at, Sears closed, Kmart closed, went bankrupt. J.C. Penney's is just about done. They're barely surviving. Dillard's is closing stores. I mean, how many people can you put out of work? Unemployment only runs for so long. I mean, it's getting scary in America. It really is. It's getting scary. Not to mention when COVID hit, how many places that closed did not reopen. I'll tell you what, 90% of the mom and pop stores around here, gone. I saw something that shocked the shit out of me. Lawson's is huge in China. We haven't had Lawson's here in 50 years. I'm trying to think whether the Netherlands or, God, I saw it. I'm not sure if it's the Netherlands. Kmart going strong. They love Kmart. I'm not sure if it's the Netherlands. Sweden, maybe. I watched a documentary on Sweden. And Kmart. They love Kmart. And Kmart is doing money hand over fist. They couldn't make it here. Another thing that surprises the hell out of me, My uncle was a brewmaster for Carling's. Carling's is gone in the United States. But in England, every bar carries Carling's. It's one of the favorite sellers. But Carling couldn't make it here. Carling is one of the biggest sellers in pubs in England. A good old American beer. If you watch, like, I watched that Killer in My Village. And it never fails. In one of the villages, they will interview a bar owner. And you'll see the taps, Carling. And they have special beer steins. Well, they're pint glasses that say Carling. You order a Carling, you get a Carling glass. Every fucking bar or pub in England sells Carling. Because it's the number one beer that they drink in England. And my uncle ended up losing his job when Carling closed the brewery and tore it down. It is amazing how many U.S. companies thrive overseas. Like McDonald's. McDonald's is in every single country in the world. I don't know if they're in Antarctica, but every single country in the world has a McDonald's. They also have Burger King. Because Burger King said, well, if McDonald's could make it in London, we can make it in London. But I couldn't believe when I saw Lawson's. And it's the same sign like we had. It's Lawson's. It's amazing. That just says Carling. It don't say Black Label. Just Carling. I don't know if they have Black Label, but everything just says Carling, Carling, Carling. Even the sign over the bar, Carling. Yeah, I remember the commercial. Mabel, Black Label, Carling Black Label beer. Like Duquesne, the champagne of bottled beers. I don't even know if they brew Duquesne anymore. They shortened it to Duke. I'll have a Duke. I remember the commercials. Duquesne, the champagne of bottled beer. Christ, my uncle used to smoke Chesterfields. I don't even know if they make Chesterfields anymore. There used to be goddamn commercial. The dancing cigarette pack for Chesterfield cigarettes. I don't know if they still brew Schlitz. Next time I go up to Circle K, I'll have to walk in the beer cave. They got this huge room with all kinds of beer. I don't know if... I haven't heard of Schlitz and... Same thing. Stroh's. Stroh's used to be a big seller back in the day. I don't even know if they make Stroh's anymore. You know, the problem is a lot of these breweries got bought up and they ended up just buying them for the brewery and then shit canned the beer. Mine, Heineken. To this day, I've got a few in my... I got a dorm refrigerator next to my bed. I bought a 6-pack the other day. My doctor'd have a shit fit, but I don't care. Heineken. That's all I drink. That's all I ever have. All the way back to, Christ, age 19. It's the only beer I like. Like I say, I got 5 bottles in the fridge right now. I had one last night with dinner. I even have a stoneware Heineken mug that I keep in the freezer. So when I go to have stoneware Heineken mug in the freezer. So like last night, the mug came out of the freezer and I poured that bottle in there, enjoyed it with my Italian sausage overflowing with peppers and onions. Matter of fact, I found one in my fucking pocket today. I was like, oh, an onion. There you go, Kathy. There's my grocery list from Mark's. Right there. It was still in my fucking pocket. Only 6 items. I make my list out all the time. That's right, Ron. Give me a Heine. Oh, not that kind of Heine. Sorry. Oh, I don't want to hear from you. back in my teenage years was a different kind of Heine, but not now. Matter of fact, in my kitchen, I have a Heineken beer sign on the wall. Oh, I got Heineken bottle openers over in the other studio. One of them was given to me by one of the Indian brothers. They got them in with magnets, and he said, "Here, you can have one for free." Well, early happy birthday, Ron. What are you going to be? 29 again? Too bad nobody going to throw you a party and give you a cake. That's all right. Go buy yourself a cupcake and stick a candle in it. Sing happy birthday to yourself, put a party hat on, and then blow the candle out. Pfft. Mine will be November 1st, the day after Halloween. Matter of fact, I was supposed to be born on Halloween, and I didn't want to come out. Halloween was too scary. So I came out on November 1st. All Saints Day. Yeah, right. Yeah, November will be the big 7-4. Then next year I'll be 3/4 of a century. That's scary. Oh, man. Think of it that way. You're 3/4 of a century old. Jeez. Like my son refers to me as an antique. If I could get my foot up high enough, I'd kick him in the ass, but I'd lose my balance, fall down, and break a hip. Oh, lemon meringue pie. Oh, God, I haven't had that in ages. For my birthday, I'm going to go up to the gigantic Eaglet Bakery, and I'm going to order me a Boston cream pie. Because when I was a kid, every birthday my grandmother brought me a Boston cream pie. So I'm going to go order me one. Because I haven't had Boston cream pie in probably 25 years. I'm doing it this year. And I'm going to eat the whole thing myself, too. Although it'll probably cost me $30. God damn, pies are expensive. Jesus. I got me a box of cereal today. Grape nuts. I love Post grape nuts. Back in the day, about box of Post grape nuts was 98 cents. Today, $4.89 for that little box. Not the big one. But I have a taste for them, and I haven't had grape nuts in over a year. That was on my list too, Kathy. Post grape nuts. The only thing I didn't get was Hungarian sausage. The delivery man didn't show up today, the asshole. Because I wanted to make some more sauerkraut. So next week, I was looking at pork tenderloin. Oh, I couldn't believe the price of that. That was scary. And then boneless pork chops. 4 chops in a package. $9. 4 little frickin' boneless pork chops. I'm looking at that going, how do people afford to feed families? Like my buddy with his 8 daughters. I'm sure that they're not putting boneless pork chops on the table. Had they been cheaper, I'd have bought one. Well, I have to go to the butcher shop. Because when I go to the butcher shop, I can get 2. Because they're right in the meat case. Give me 2 of them, 1 of those. One of my ex-wives used to make pork chops in mushroom soup, like a casserole. They were actually delicious. Either mushroom soup or cream of celery, one or the other. But she did them like a casserole. And I have to admit, they were delicious. I just wish I knew how she did them. I'm sure you just don't throw them in a bowl and dump the soup in and throw it in the oven. Got to be something to it. Another thing she used to make that I loved was stuffed pork chops. Get that big, thick pork chop and cut a pocket in it and stuff it. Bake it in the oven. Delicious. That's too much work for me now. I do simple meals. I'm sure if I go on the Campbell's website, it will have a recipe for pork chops and cream of mushroom soup. They were delicious, I have to admit. First time she made them, I was like, pork chops and mushroom soup? Try them. Oh, tasty. See, I told you. Matter of fact, she used to make a lot of Campbell's recipe items. It's amazing how many things you can use Campbell's soup for. Well, speaking of food, I think it's about that time because I have one more hot Italian sausage and a huge portion of peppers and onions waiting for me. Where right here, WDWL TV. Well, everybody, been a great night. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will meet again tomorrow night. And Rudy, make sure you show up. I love seeing a new person here. Take care, everybody.